All right. We are live on YouTube too. Excellent. Looks like everything's working. Okay. Let's get started, you guys. Are you ready?
You are listening to Musician Today, weekly podcast with Vera Bermenko. Tune in for your insight into a professional musician's life and awesome new music.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Musician Today podcast, where we try to bring you the most amazing artists across the world. And today we have a very special guest. He's a violinist, he's an electric violinist. He's coming to us from all the way in Italy, Lethien, the electric violinist for the band Elvenking. And we are live on our YouTube and Facebook right now. So if you're watching, join us here. So, before we go, I wanted to tell you that Lethien is actually named Fabio Paolo Polo, and his stage name is
Yeah.
Lethien. He was born in
Yeah, right.
1984. Did I get it right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
very good.
awesome. Awesome, I got it. In Friuli, Venezia, Giulia.
Julia.
Giulia, okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's our region, yeah.
A small region in the northeastern part of Italy. His passion for violin started at the age of 6, and during his early study path, he performed with some local youth orchestras and gets the chance to play many concerts in Italy. During his high school years, he also started appreciating other musical styles apart from classical and begins to play the electric violin for some pop and rock bands. In 2002, he collaborated with the ethereal gothic neofolk band All My Faith Lost. And right after that, he becomes the resident violinist playing many shows in all around Italy. The band was one of the Italian acts selected by the Gothic Treffen meeting in Germany to play in 2007. Since then, they started bringing their music worldwide. They're currently recording the 5th full-length album. And in 2009, he joined the folk metal band Elvenking. Yay! And since then, he recorded five albums and several videos with them. Likewise, the band is also very active and keeps on performing many gigs and tours worldwide, being included in many main festivals in Europe, USA, Southern America, and Asia. And in 2011, Lethien starts taking part in the Tradmod Ensemble. This group of strings was born with the aim to play and study traditional folk music from northern eastern Italy. His main feature in terms of style is the continuous research and the will to blend traditional folk elements with modern electric violin techniques, which he includes in all the bands he's part of. Starting from 2013, Lethien endorses wood violins, and in 2019 he joins the Dagal string family. So welcome to the show. And
Thank
before
you.
so great to have you here. And before we go on any further, let me just give them a little bit of a insight to where they can find you and your band. So you guys can find Lethien and Elvenking on their music page, their website, at elvenking.net/Lethien. If you'd like to read about the band members, you can go back to elvenking.net. Then on Facebook at /Fabio Lethien. On Facebook for Elvenking at /Elvenking.official. On Instagram /Fabio_Lethien. On Instagram for Elvenking at /Elvenking.official. On Twitter at Fabio_Lethien. On Twitter for Elvenking at EK_official. Elvenking_official. So there you go. Excellent. So how are you doing today?
Oh, thank you very much for the long presentation. It was very good.
I know I'm running out of
You
breath.
didn't miss anything, so very good.
Amazing.
So
Thanks. I'm so glad that
it's
I
it's
did.
quite fun here. We are all the world now in a lockdown, so it's quite difficult to live in this situation. But we have also to take the good things of this situation and try to do our music from home. And this is very good at the moment because we are trying to focus on the things that you cannot do in the life. The thing that you don't have the time to do during the normal life. So we take the
Exactly.
time to play music and write music and try new things, new stuff. So I'm quite good to say, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I totally agree. So now's the time to embrace the parts of our careers that we haven't really put a lot of thought into because we were so busy gigging. So now's the time to get creative, write some music, put out videos, get in touch with your fans, get in touch with your inner core of what makes you write music and what makes you create to begin with, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. So my first question as an artist too is
Yeah.
how did you get involved into folk styles, folk music? So when did that interest sort of grow up in you?
Oh, that's a good question because when I mean, it's a very good question. So it's very difficult to have an answer. But when I was young, one day I remember that I was walking on the street and I found a violinist on the street that was playing something very strange because I used to play in the school of the violin, so the classical violin, like everybody. But this guy was playing something really strange and I mean was very good. It wasn't the right way to play the violin because he made a lot of mistakes and so. But it was something strange that I can remember from that time. And what happened is that I was about I think uh, 14, 15 years old, I think. And I went to my teacher and said, "Well, that guy was playing so strange. So, what was playing?" And I remembered the tune that was playing. Oh, it's something from folk music. You have to discover it if you want it. And so I started to have an interest about that and trying to discover this kind of new music that wasn't new because it's very old. And I have to say that here in Italy we have a lot of places where the folk music is very popular, small villages, and so that's was the beginning of my idea to do the folk music. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I also wonder, how did you find Elvenking? How did you guys form the band? Yeah, so how did that also
Yeah.
flow into your style and folk music interests?
I have to say that Elvenking was born in 1997, so
Wow.
few years before I came in Elvenking. I came in 2009, so they are older than me. So they had a previous violinist, which did a very good job and started the idea to how to play the violin inside to a metal band, and then we tried to focus on this in the later albums and try to do something different and something more involved into Celtic and folk and metal. So that was at the beginning.
Amazing. Well, I think it's time for us to hear one of your songs. And this is one of my favorites because it's so very Celtic. Why don't we have a listen at Eternal Eleanor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. awesome.
So thank you.
We're getting some comments on Facebook there. Angel says, "Love your music." Thank you.
Thank
All
you very much.
right. So it's awesome. I love it. I love it how this natural sort of folk motif flows into the total metal performance. So, how would you normally work with your band on something like this? Do you kind of create together? Does somebody write mostly or someone edits? Like, how does it work? Like, do you sit down and discuss ideas?
Yeah, but normally the singer and the guitarist used to write the song, so they used to write the main part of the song, and then we used to stay together and think together how to arrange the single part from the violin, the bass, the drum, and so on. And so there is a first part which is made by them, and then we work together trying to arrange the violin with the guitars and so on to create the song.
Nice. That sounds great. So I'm glad it came together the way it did. It just sounds so epic and it has so much energy. So when did you explore electric violin and how did you make that shift? Did you change the way you play from acoustic to electric?
Yeah, but it was just because I had some problems with my acoustic violin, because the acoustic violin is not made to play
Yeah.
on a stage, and it's quite difficult sometimes to have the right microphone. If you don't have your own microphone, you have to go to find a good microphone. So and so I decided to try a violin, electric one. So I bought an electric violin, and it was a Yamaha, and it was quite good, but it was just the beginning of the way on the electric one. And so I found that with the electric one you can do a lot of different sounds. So I discovered that kind of way that was good for me, and so I decided to have a different approach. I saw some videos that you made, and you perfectly know what I'm meaning about that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a really different. It's like the acoustic guitar and the electric guitar.
Yeah.
It's you can do a lot of different things. It's a different instrument, so there are a lot of new stuff to discover and to understand, because it's very difficult to play. So and so I decided to have that different approach. There are a lot of very good classical violin player, and I try to go to another way, which is the electric one. I try to discover that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So, and how do you like your wood violins instrument?
Oh yeah, I like it. I have to say that here I bought the electric violin without try it before, because it was in America, and so it wasn't. It was a blind choose, I think. But um, then I discovered that it was the right violin to play, because you can have the opportunity to move on the stage without any kind of problem, because as a lot of things, stuff to stay hold on you, and it's a good, very good position, and then the sound. You can do a lot of stuff without noise, without strange noise that the violin can, the normal violin can create. So it's very good.
Mm-hmm. I love it too. I'm getting my Viper 7 string Phantom
Oh,
Friends in a few months. I can't wait. I'm like on the edge of my chair.
oh. It's terrible. It was one of the longest wait of my life, because they made about 6 months to do it. So
Yeah.
so to make it, so it
But
was
it's
very
worth
long.
it.
But
It's worth it.
yeah, but it's very
Definitely.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Why don't we have a listen actually to one of your solo pieces that is
Yeah,
mostly violin based? So this is
yeah.
Cantica. You guys ready?
Cantica. Yes, this is recorded with the wood violin. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh,
here's Cantica by Lethien.
Thank you.
Wow, that was beautiful. I love the ethereal ending, and it just like goes into the space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stars.
This is definitely like if it's something that I've been experimenting with my recent album too is sort of making music like that. So just letting it flow, just getting an idea in my head and just going with it. So I love this. This is amazing. We're getting some comments here. John Stewart says, "Oh, listen to that wah pedal."
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we're loving the wah pedal. We also have
Yep.
greetings from Montreal. Hi Normand. Hi everybody. Thanks for watching.
Hi.
So yeah,
You.
awesome sound, and I love it how you combined different elements on kind of like showing the range of what it can do. So I have a question. When you do, is that also a
Yep.
violin? Oh, amazing!
Yeah, sure.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I made it with a loop station.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
create this kind of chop with the
Yeah.
violin and loop it. So you can find also the video
Mm-hmm.
because I made a video of that. You
YouTube.
can find on the Lethien Cantica,
Mm-hmm.
and there is the full video of what I made with the loop station. And so this is
Amazing.
the way I love to do things. So
Excellent. Go find it, guys. Go on YouTube. Is it on YouTube?
yep.
Yeah, excellent. Go watch it. So, while we're on the topic of violin, and what would you say was your most memorable performance? Something that
Oh.
stayed in your mind, yeah.
Uh, it's quite difficult because one of my best performance are always with my band because I play in very big stages and that's the way I love to play. And sometimes you can see that you can reach the people, and this is the best thing for you. So I can say that, we play at Wacken Open Air, which is in Germany, which is one of the biggest place where to play, and was very good for me because the stage was really really good, really really big, and the sound was amazing. So there are a lot
Amazing.
of yeah, there are a lot of things that you can feel when you're on the road, and so it's always beautiful.
Amazing. Very good. So we have greetings from Montana. Chip Cop says hello and loved the music, loved your song just now. So thank you, Chip.
Hello, thank you.
Excellent. So while we're also talking about performance, I bet that you missed that live connection right now, going out in the crowd and just connecting with the audience. So do you have something big planned for when the quarantine is over? Do you have something in the works that you want to share with us in the future?
Oh, I have to say that I think that for which is for 90% of the musician, we are writing new music. We are studying, and so we are writing new album. And I think at the end of the quarantine, which I think will be in few weeks or I don't know when, but we have brought a lot of stuff, and so in the future maybe I don't think at the end of this year, but maybe in the next year we'll have a new album. So this will be very good.
Excellent.
And
Well, I
and
can't wait.
then we are fixing some concerts. So that's the way
It's the best
to go.
live experience, the best, and I can't wait. If I can afford to travel, I would love to go to your show.
Thank you.
All right, so let's have a listen to one more song, and then we're gonna play a very special game. Are you
Oh,
ready?
okay.
So this is the
Yep.
horned ghost. Is that right? The horned ghost.
The How the Ghosts and
Yeah.
Sorcerers. Yeah.
Awesome. Here we go, guys. Enjoy. All right, love that. I'm officially a fan now. You guys have given me so much inspiration for my next project.
Oh, thank you.
That's amazing. So what I want to do now is, I think I told you about this before we went live. Is gonna be kind of like a rapid fire game. So I ask you 10 questions, and we try to make it in under a minute. Yes.
Under a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Try. I'll try. I'm scared.
Okay, it's okay. If we don't make it, it's not a big deal. It's just it's a fun game, right? To see the first
Okay.
thing
Okay.
that comes to your mind when you hear these questions. Okay, so I'm gonna start a countdown. So here we go. I'm gonna say three, two, one, and I'll ask you the first question. Are you ready?
Ready
You're up for
to
it.
go.
Yay! Let's do it. Okay, here we go.
Okay, fine.
One. What was your most memorable performance?
Oh, at Wacken Open Air.
All right. At what age did you play pick up violin?
Uh, at 7.
All right. What are the names of your pets?
Loki and Freya.
Awesome. And what violin do you prefer, acoustic or electric?
Or both. Both. Okay.
Okay. What
Yep.
motivates you, in short?
Sorry.
What motivates you to keep going?
Uh, music. Music. It's always the pure energy.
Excellent. Which YouTuber you just can't stop watching?
Oh, just you. You.
Oh, thank you. What's your favorite song to cover? Name three.
Oh, I would like to cover Hurricane of Bob Dylan one day. Yep.
All right. Name three people you admire. We're out of time, but I don't see why we can't finish. So let's.
3 people that I admire. David Oistrakh
Mhm.
and Mark Wood
Mhm.
and Jean-Luc Ponty.
Nice. Love all of those. Excellent. Dogs or cats?
Oh, it's a very difficult one. It's the worst. I have 2 cats, so I have to say cats. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Great. So, name three artists that you follow on Instagram.
Lindsay Sterling. It's it. Okay, David Garrett. I follow him. And then the violinist of Two Risas, but I don't remember the name. Um, but you can find in
Nice.
violinist of Two Risas.
Nice.
There's a-
Amazing. I love
Yep.
all of those. I've been following all these guys too. Excellent. So, thank you so much for playing. We didn't make it in under a
Oh.
minute, but I think maybe we'll have you sometime back and then we'll try again.
Oh,
Right? So, thank you so much for being on the show. It's such a pleasure. Before we go, though, I do want to ask you for one more thing. Is
Yep.
if you had to give an advice to a younger musician entering the music world today who wants to do kind of something what you are doing, so what would you recommend to them? What would you advise them?
yeah. I think that nowadays it's very difficult to study an instrument because you have a lot of distractions, a lot of things that happen on your days, and so I think that for a young violinist, the good thing is to understand what he wants to do in his life, and what I can say is that the musician life allows you to travel a lot and to see how is the world, and this is one of the most beautiful thing that you can do because you can discover really a lot of stuff, and this is only studying a lot and trying to make a lot of sacrifices and try to get better every day. So this is one, I think, the most important thing. Then you can decide to be a musician for life or just a student with a big hobby. Or but what is important is to believe in something and to do it at your best. This is what I think.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Amazing. Thank you so much. So, we have more comments. John Stewart says, I love those melodies.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, I love them too. I'm honestly a new fan. So, and why don't we have you and your band come back to us? Maybe we can interview all of you together in a couple months from now, a few months from now, whenever we're done with all of this lockdown thing, and you guys can maybe get together and play something for us. That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, should be
Yeah.
a good idea. Yeah.
So look
Thank you
forward
for
to it.
inviting us.
Yeah. So just let me know when you have something coming and you would like to share with us. A new song, a new video, a concert series. Let us know. We'll be so happy to, be on board with that. So we'd love to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for being here today. And again, you guys, before we leave, so here's where you can find Elvenking and Lethien on their website at elvenking.net. And if you want to read about each band member there, you're welcome to. You can find on Facebook at /Fabio Lethien, Facebook for Elvenking at /Elvenking.official, on Instagram, Fabio_Lethien, on Elvenking Instagram at /Elvenking.official, on Twitter at FabioP_Lethien, and on Twitter for Elvenking at /EK_official, and YouTube. How did I miss YouTube? It's because I'm crazy. So there's YouTube too. So can we find it under Elvenking? Yes?
Yeah.
Or yeah, and
Yep.
Lethien?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Excellent. So go ahead, guys.
You
Find the
can find
video.
Elvenking.
Find the
Yep.
video for Cantica. It's a beautiful piece and it's all done on solo violin. So I love that. It's so amazing. And thank you so much for being here today. I look forward to having you back on the show very soon. Meanwhile, all the best inspiration for writing new music, creating new concerts. We can't wait for everything. Looking forward to it. Yeah. So let us know when it's
Yep.
all coming out and we'll be happy to share with our fan base.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
time with us together. I hope to see you soon on the road. So
Oh,
and
yeah.
stay strong, people, because it's a hard time. So
Absolutely. Yes. We're going to be all in this together, so we can do this.
yeah.
And before we go, I'd like to close with a song, Silver Seal. Here's Silver Seal by the Elven King.